Hello and welcome to Photography Out Loud, double screen edition. My name is Paul Davis, and as always, I'm joined with Joel Longbone. How you doing? Oh my! I pointed the right way, Joel. This is amazing.
You've been practicing, eh?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's naturally you'd be here, so I actually just went like that. That's how it works. Yeah. So, yeah, how you been?
Yeah, good. You?
All right. Are we gonna mention why you're not with me?
Well, I think it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Back to working from home for 10 days.
Yeah.
Woo! Not me. Well, I don't know yet. First test was inconclusive. But my wife tested positive, so there we go.
All the fun.
My dear mum brought shopping this morning, so that was good.
Oh, that was nice.
At least I won't go hungry.
Well, all the best to you and your family, and hoping that you have a speedy recovery, and all being well, that you won't get ill, Joel, if fingers crossed for you.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Oh, indeed, yes. So, been a very interesting week for me. Lots of photography, lots of studio work, again with the Land Rovers, which is always fun. So,
yeah, I was mildly jealous when you sent me that picture earlier.
Oh yeah. I had a good mix this week as well. It was like the very new one and some of the heritage editions as well. So it was nice little contrast. So
what, from being able to stretch your arm to not be able to stretch your arm and banging your elbow against metal?
Yeah, or just, having the car pretty much drive for yourself to go in like that.
Yeah.
Which is all the fun.
Trying to select a gear.
Yeah. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been fairly interesting in the world of photography as well.
Yeah, and not even just cameras and lenses that we normally get excited about. Although there is one nice kind of interesting lens, I suppose, isn't there, from Canon?
Yeah, so Canon have released the 5.2 dual lens available for the RF system. Yeah, RF system. I forgot what system it was in then, which has ultimately been designed to work with things like the R5. Now we get to see why they've added 8K into the R5. Because this will give you a 180-degree sort of field of view, which is its ultimate design. So I think the idea is that it shoots it. Yeah, so it's really geared up for that sort of VR sort of scenario. But also, if people wanted to shoot very wide and then crop into the image, then you're able to do that as well. So, but it's a very interesting lens. Panasonic had some like a dual lens like ages ago, didn't they? Which they used dual lens. Oh dear, that's going to be on a t-shirt soon.
Yeah.
But I think that was more for the 3D sort of world more than anything else. So yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what that looks like when it reaches our shores.
All right, sure. And then Manfrotto and Joby brought out some interesting tripod developments. So it'll be interesting when we get our hands on those to see what they're like, because the Manfrotto one seems like you can take it apart more easily and change things over. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And then talk about tripod manufacturers. Three-Legged Thing have brought out morally toxic bags.
Nice.
Which is an intriguing name to start with, but it looks like there'll be some cool features on it. So just waiting for our rep to bring those in so we can have a weekender at them and see what they're all about.
Yeah. So it's not just lenses and cameras that I think we love the accessory side of things, don't we? So
I don't have too many bags.
Yeah. Well, I think
and incidentally, I don't just like Peak bags either, because I have a Shimoda bag, a Wandered bag, Milliken bag, Domka bag. Yeah, Crumpler.
Well, I got a bit excited this week when so we've seen them out for a while because they've been available within the UK, available in the US, but they've recently been announced into the UK, which is the new Shimoda Explore version 2. Which again, I always get excited when there's a version 2 out of something because they've listened to people and made those adjustments and sort of carried on. So, and I know you're a big fan of the Action series because it's got the roll top, but I've never been a big fan of the roll top. So it's the Explorer is almost like the zip version, but they've also added a slightly smaller one as well. So they've got the standard sizes. But they've also got a E25 version 2, which is a lovely small camera bag that you can stick some nice stuff into. But it still stays relatively small and compact on your back as well. Which is
so. Which one are you having? The black one.
I'm having the E25 as a personal bag. So I don't think it would hold the black. Because it's black and then it's got those like accents of like that brown on it, and it's just go over to the website and check out the new Shimoda version 2 in the Explore range. Just from a design point of view, the way that they look is just that's such a sexy bag. It's just absolutely awesome. So I will be getting one. I'm going to get the smaller one. So I'm looking forward to getting it. And hope I'll be going, please. Can I have a little bit off? Because I mention it on these videos. And let's see what they say. Surely we should be reaping the benefits of these videos soon. Getting free gear through.
This is the one Paul wants. If you're interested.
Oh, you put it in the comments. Nice. There's something else that we need to put in the comments as well, Joel.
Oh,
okay.
What's that?
It is. So, we hold up those amateur photographer good service award things.
Oh, yeah.
Every year. So I've actually got the link as well, so you don't need to find it. So the amateur photographer, like they do every year, are doing their good service awards. But this year, we want to go for the gold because
it's not gold.
We've been doing very well.
Platinum, isn't it?
Is it platinum?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we normally get?
Votes, the good, and then there's a platinum service award. I think that Greys of Westminster always seems to get.
They always get it every year. Now, Greys of Westminster, absolutely fantastic company. Can't, but we'd like to win, wouldn't we?
Do you reckon every
We'd
time
like
somebody goes to the till, they have to click a good service award button?
Yeah,
maybe that's what we need to do. Set up an iPad every time somebody comes in. Vote for us.
You can go over to the amateur photographer website. I've just posted a link in the description as well. It'll take you straight to the area where you can, and I think you just fill in a form. You say who you want to select as your good service award within the photographic industry. Write a little description of why and hit enter. So, but yeah, it'll be good if we can have the support of our customers voting.
We've got a couple already, so we need to keep the streak going.
Yeah. And I think we always get an award, but we never mention it every year. So this year we thought we'd mention it and try and get people sort of actually doing it as well. So and see if we can climb up that list and hopefully reach the top. So. Should we jump to some of the comments before we look into how to potentially develop a film?
David says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, David. Good to see you. Looking forward to the chemical bromance.
Nice.
Oh, dear. Ian says, good afternoon, you guys. Good afternoon, Ian. Good to see you, as always. Sorry I'm a bit late checking in as I was voting for you in the AP Dealer of the Year. Looking forward to the brown envelope in due course. Is that what we have to do now?
Yeah, just slide empty brown envelopes to people.
Oh, dear. Trish says, service today was excellent. I'm sorry, Trish, that I wasn't there for the already pre-discussed reasons. She says, as it is always. I hope you managed to figure out the bag situation. This is the thing. This is why companies have to keep producing bags, because there's never a perfect bag. You think you got one, and then something doesn't fit, or it's too big, or you don't have quite the straps fitting the way that you want them to, or zips don't work the way you expect, or I don't know. There's just so many variables, isn't there? And like, you're a massive messenger bag type person. I almost fell over
Yeah.
when you said you wanted a rucksack, whereas I'm not a
I know,
massive
yeah.
messenger bag person, and I love rucksacks. So yeah, it's so difficult to choose the right bag. So, but also, Trish, enjoy your new camera. That's exciting. Johnny says, "Afternoon, likey lads. I missed the beginning, but we'll watch later. Good to see you. You missed this, and I'll just say that it's interesting."
Yeah, that's all it was.
And Snowden Curtis says, "Good to see you both. Good to see you. Excellent to have people joining us." But Johnny says, "Can never have too many bags and tripods." So
Yeah.
true.
It really is. Yeah.
Oh dear, I've let out the cat out of the bag. Sorry, Trish.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for the comments. Obviously,
Is this where you turn
if
the
you've got
lights
any...
off, Paul?
You've done it again. I can't... I was thinking it was 2 weeks. People might have... I'm so annoyed.
Sorry.
So annoyed. I was so looking to do that joke. I'm still going to do it, but I'm just... Anyway.
Everybody just forget what I just said.
Big thank you to everyone commenting. Obviously, if you are interested in developing your own film, then this is what this week the episode is about. So we're going to be showing you how to develop your own black and white film. So if you've got any questions at all, please do stick them into the comments at any time, and we'll get to them either at the end or when relevant. So let's get started. Joel, have you developed a film? I'm sure you have at one point.
Yeah.
I
was just thinking about it earlier, and I was thinking about it, when was it? Oh yeah, because a lady came in a few days ago about a darkroom setup for her husband or partner, because he'd just started getting back into film and stuff. So we're trying to find her all the bits, because we have the darkroom kits, but she needed an enlarger and things. I'm like, we haven't sold enlargers in years. We've got some, but I don't know whether they work. They've not been plugged in for about 20 years. So yeah, I have. It's been ages though.
Yeah, it's been a while for me, so hopefully I won't sort of mess this up. But hopefully we've got people in the comments saying whether I'm doing the good thing or bad thing anyway. But hopefully it's relatively easy, and even somebody like me or Joel can do it. You'll be absolutely fine. So sorry, I brought you under the bus with me then, Joel, didn't I? Apologies for that. Right,
is this your way of saying, Joel, you're an idiot?
Yeah, but only second to me, of course. Yeah.
Well played.
You mentioned the developing prints. That is a little bit more involved, but actually developing your own film at home is really, really simple to do. And we've got some kits available from AP, which are on the website, which have pretty much everything. Well, yeah, pretty much everything you need and a little bit more. So they have. It's like a 14-piece set that's available to it, and it's got everything that you need for developing your film, but then gives you aspects of stuff that you might need for doing print work as well. But it's definitely the cheapest way of, if you haven't got anything, to get you going. Go on.
I've just put the link in the description. I'm going to try my best to do it. I'm just aware of the lag, so I'm trying not to interrupt whilst you're talking, because it might get painful.
So link is in the description. So to develop your own film, obviously you're needing a ready to go film that you want to get developed. You will need a development tank, so one of these. This particular one is the one that comes in the kit that we've just mentioned, and you can do 2 films at a time, which is very nice. You'll need something to measure your solutions out. So once again, available in the kit.
Don't
You will
use
need
your food one at home.
no. You'll need a thermometer as well. Oh, focus. It's not going to do it now. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
You'll need one of those. I suppose you could get a digital one, but something that's quite nice with using the other one. Something to stir your solutions while they're in the measuring jug as well. So again, all available in the kit. So if you just get the kit, that's got absolutely everything that you want into it. Then you also need to have something to develop your film with. So you're going to need some chemicals to do this. So the one that we're going to concentrate around today is the Simplicity kit from Ilford, because it makes it really, really easy to develop your own film. It's got everything
They
that you
look
need.
like Capri Suns in there, don't they?
They do, yeah. So I've got one out.
Don't drink them.
Which is one of these. So keep your Capri Suns out the way while you're doing
Other
this.
squashes are available,
but not available in packs like this.
No.
So, or like, what's the other thing that they? I'm sure there was like baby food and
Smoothies.
stuff like
Yeah,
this.
smoothies
and
for
stuff,
kids,
isn't it?
yeah. Oh, incidentally, we also do photo speed chems. So if you know you're going to do larger amounts, then there we go.
So you can do it in batches as well. So if you're doing larger stuff, and we'll get onto a little bit about why you'd use something like this over like one of the Simplicity packs. Basically, it's just you can do a lot more. So it's just if you're planning to do a bit more, then it probably makes more sense going for the Ilford for the photo speed stuff. Just because it's easier to look after as well. So, but just if you're wanting a go, then the Simplicity kits are absolutely awesome to just step a little bit into the water and have a little play. So, oh dear me, I'm really tired today, so I'm all over the show. But let's get cracking on. So there's something that obviously you need to do, which is you need to get the film into the canister. So you've got your exposed film here, and what we need to do is we do need to get it into the canister, which is this bit here. This is something that you may want to play about with if you've got a dud film at home, that it was sort of overexposed, or even old negatives that are just rolled up so that haven't been cut or anything. Because you will want to practice this section sort of in the daylight, and then because this is a process that has to be done in pitch black, or you can do it in a changing bag as well. So which we'll talk through the process as well. So if you've got any sort of just dud film or either old negatives that haven't been cut, then you can practice in the light with these. If it's unexposed, this is a dud, because obviously for video purposes we can't turn off the lights to actually show you what's happening. So we're going to use it. I know. So I don't even want to do the joke anymore. That's what it is. The only other thing that you'll need that isn't in the kit is you will just need a pair of scissors as well. So and a stopwatch. So just on your phone is absolutely fine. Just to time everything that's actually going on. Yeah, just don't turn the torch on. So,
that'd be fine.
Well, actually, for the timing, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to prep the film ready to go into the canister. If you're lucky enough that you've rewound your film and the tail is still out, it does make things a little bit easier. And we'll talk about if it's gone all the way in. So if it goes all the way in, I'm not going to do it now because I haven't got anything to get it out with. But you'll have to crack the whole canister open, and you can do this simply with a bottle opener. So if you just get a bottle opener and language is awful today, isn't it? Bottle opener, and you would just open it like a bottle of beer. Just take the edges from here and then just open it like that. This does have to be done in the dark when you're doing it. If you have left the tail out, what you just want to do is you just want to neaten the edge up, basically. So we don't need this bit going in. It can affect the way that we're going to develop it. So we're just going to cut this off. And if you can cut it off in between the little holes that help, it's very difficult probably to see, but in between the holes that carry the film through a camera, then it just makes it a little bit easier to load it. So you can still do this in the light. Then the next thing that you want to do is you just want to get your canister ready, so you're all ready to go, basically. So have a good look at how it, so when you first get something like this, have a look at how it comes out, because it'll need to go in the same way as well. And especially you have to be doing this in either pitch black or in a changing bag as well. So with this particular one, which is the one from AP, there is a small little spool. And then this will hold 2 rolls of film just in here as well. Okay. So, and then there's also like a little black thing just on here as well that holds those 2 spools to actually together. So I can actually take one of the spools out and put that unit back in there like that, and that's ready to go. We're only going to be doing 1 film today, and if you're doing 1 film, you'd still put the other spool into a 2 carrier system, just to keep everything in place into where it actually needs to be as well. So just because we're doing 1, I'm going to keep that black holder in place that holds the spool in place, and another spool. I'm just going to keep that in the holder there as well. So the only thing I need to do in the dark is I just need to put the spool in, and that will go in anyway. So that will either go in that way or that way. It doesn't matter. And then I also need to take this, I don't even know what it is, a black adapter just on the top there. Just place that in there, and then I need to put the lid on. So that's everything that I need to do in the dark, is I need to, oops. Oh dear. So we need to put that in, and then put the lid on as well. That's what we need to do in pitch black. So at this stage, what you do, should put a little disclaimer on the bottom of the screen, shouldn't we, Joel? This bit has to be done in dark. Can we put that as a banner or something, just in case people are back at this and reviewing it? So the next stage has to be done either in a changing bag or in a completely pitch black room. So I can't help it. I'm doing the joke. So here I go into there we go. I've switched off the lights. I'm cutting the film. I'm putting it in there. I'm done. No, I'm only joking. I'm going to show you how to do it. So, I still think it's funny, even though Joel's ruined my joke twice. So, one thing we can do now. So, if you haven't got the tail that's already out, you'd need to crack this whole thing open. If it was out, you just need to start pulling this out now, which feels really wrong doing it in the daytime. There we go. So you get to the end, and you just want to, again, just snip this off. So we're completely in the dark now, and we just want to snip that along there. Okay, so we've got our roll of film now, and we're just fondling it in the dark. So we need to try and find our spool that we need to put it on. Hopefully you've remembered where all your bits are that you need to put back together. Yeah, lay it out. And what you'll find with these spools is that they've always got, like, if you go around in the dark, and you'll be able to feel a starting point. So at the very front of here, if you start moving your fingers around, you'll feel like little lips, and that's where you feed the film into. So it's just going to feed very hard to do this backwards, but we're going to have a go. So that just needs to go into there. I'm going to have to do it looking at it, which is ironic, isn't it? There we go. So once you're at that stage just there and you feel it go in, you just need to keep taking it up until you feel a resistance, and you just need to pull it past that resistance. And then what you can do then is you start twisting the spool, and what it will do is it will start feeding it onto the spool. Now you can keep, when you're doing it, you can keep your either a finger or a thumb just at the front of those lips just there, just to stop the film coming up at the top. And you can do this really fast or really slow. And what you'll do is when you'll start to come to the end of it. We're nearly there now. There you go. And you'll actually feel the film go into the actual spool there. I don't know how well that looked on camera, Joel, but there we go.
It looked fantastic, Paul.
There we go.
Considering the lights are on.
Considering the lights are on, yeah. So, you know, this is completely gone now. But if you're still in the dark, you're doing absolutely fine. So what I need to do is I need to remember to put this in, once again, in the dark. And then that adapter bit needs to go in. And then the lid needs to be screwed on. And then at that point, that's the hard bit done, I find. We can remove that little banner off the bottom. Because now, even though your film is out of the canister of this one, it's in this one, this is completely light safe. And there is also an area where you can put in your chemicals from the top, still keeping everything light safe in here, which is really cool. So the only bit that you need to do in the dark or in a bag is you need to snip the film, load it onto the canister, and load it onto the reel, put it into the canister, and that's really the hard bit done. When you at this stage, this is when you'd start needing to add your chemicals. So the first chemical that we need to put in to start developing the film, and unlike other photography, they've kind of kept it simple with the naming of these, haven't we? Because the thing that you need to develop the film, they've just called developer. So, which is really nice. So again, like I said before, we are going to be using the Ilford Simplicity kits, which I'm just going to send a tag in a minute for as well. So
I've put the Simplicity kit in the thing already.
Yeah, just for timings now as well. So
okay. I'll do that now.
Obviously, depending on the film that you've put in, will depend on how much time that you need to use the development for. So this is something that should really, I find, be on the box, but it isn't. You have to go onto the Ilford website, and there is an area, and I've got it here actually. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it into the comments, just so everyone can see it there as well. And what that's going to do is it's just going to give you an idea of how long to actually develop this film for. You need to get out the measurements for the canister that you're using. So this is a 600ml canister that we're using to develop with. So you'd need 600 of fluid going into this canister, which again, these have been designed to do. So this will make 600 milliliters of development fluid, because it is, what's the word, Joel? I've forgotten. It is concentrated. Yeah. So it is a concentrate. So you can either this, yeah. So everything that goes in, it just needs to be 600 mils. So with these, so you can either read the instructions on the back, add 540 mils of water, and then add the rest of this. But I do it the other way. So I'll just add the solution into here and then fill it up to 600, because all of these are slightly different measurements. So you've got to add slightly different bits of water into them, but everything just needs to be 600 of fluid going into the canister. So you do that. You would mix that in, and the water that you're trying to add, this is where you'd use the temperature. So ideally, you're aiming for 20 degrees. So that is the temperature that you're aiming for with this particular solution. It can slightly vary depending on makes, but there is a general consensus between 20 and 24. So we are aiming for 20. Don't worry too much if it's a little bit above and a little bit below. The idea is to aim for it, but if you're really struggling to get to it, then don't worry too much about it. But you really want to try and get to that 20 degrees if you can. So it's just adding warm water when you're adding it there, and then maybe even just letting it cool down until it reaches that temperature that you need. Once you've got that in there, you would add the solution in. So all of the 600 mils will go into the canister, and that's when you'd need to refer to the timing that's in the film. And this is when you'd just leave the solution in for a designated amount of time. So the film that we actually loaded into this canister was a T-Max 400. So with this, with the simplicity, that would be 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I nearly said 530 minutes then. So 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So it is a quick development solution. If people are very au fait with development, that is quite a quick time, but this is how this development works. It's quite a fast development. Now, this is when you'd put this red lid back on the top here. Okay. Now, once the solution's in there, you'd need to let that be in there for the allocated amount of time, but you need to do something called agitating the solution, which is basically just turning this sort of upside down and doing that.
The slowest mixologist ever.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so you don't want to shake it, and you want to agitate the solution. You want to do this every minute, and you want to do the sort of up and down sort of 4 times. So that's what you're aiming to do, and then you can leave it for a minute. You've got your stopwatch out, either that or on your phone, and then once it obviously a minute comes off, then that's when you would agitate the solution again, just in there. So once that solution has had its, in this case, 5 minutes and 30 seconds, you would just take off the lid, you dispose of the development that's in there. Now, what you've now still got in the canister is that you've got no solution in there, but the film is actually still developing. There's still remnants of the solution in there. And what we need to do is we need something to stop that solution from continually developing your film that's in there. And they named it really well. It's called Stop. It's great. So you just want to stop the development going in there. So again, sort of the instructions on the back are 570 mils of water, and then 30 mil, which is in here. So again, you're getting back up to 600 mil. So tip that into here once this has been rinsed, and then top it up to 600. Fill the canister again, and then this really doesn't need to be in there for long, like 10 to 30 seconds, because all you're wanting to do is just stop the development from continually developing your film, basically. So again, you just want to agitate. So I just agitate for 10 seconds. Just make sure all that solution moves around the film that's actually in the canister. And then once you've done that, again, you'd take the lid off, dispose of the solution that's in there, and then move on to the next step. So we've developed our film now. So the film it's still in here. It's still developed. we've stopped everything from happening. In theory, we could take it out now and it would be fine. But one thing that we need to do is we need to create a barrier on the negative to really stop it from coming off the negative. So we've made it very, very so the chemical process is just sitting on top of the film now. So we need to fix it in place. And what we do to fix it in place is we use Fixer. So
It's like
this
watching
is
Blue Peter or something.
it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. So again, this mixes up to 600 ml. Wash your thing out. Add this, put it up to 600, and off you go. Put that in. And then with this one, I think this needs, hold on, I'm just going to refer to the list. I'm sure it's 5 minutes. Yeah, they say 3 to 5 minutes. So, and again, agitating on every minute as well. So agitate it once it goes in. Then, so you do that 4 times, leave it for a minute, do it again. Run that for 5 minutes or 3 to 5 minutes, however you feel more comfortable with. Then once that is done, again, dispose of the solution that is in the canister. And now all the film needs is just a really good wash. So you would just probably do 3 runs of just clean water through it. So you would fill to 600 ml. You would agitate. Again, I don't know what Ilford suggests for this. Wash. Yeah, so 3 washes they recommend, which is about right. So fill with water, agitate for 30 seconds, and then throw that out. Do the same 2 or 3 times just to get all of that out. And at this point, you can do the next step in the canister if you want, or you can do it sort of in a water bath. So it doesn't really matter. But there is a final solution, which is just to really stop any streaks from happening on the film. It's not actually essential. It's just helpful more than anything, which is called a wetting agent. Again, this will make 600 ml. So you pour it in, add your whatever water you need to get up to 600. And off you go. Really, you can either put that into the canister, once again agitate, or you could fill a bath, and then you could add 600 ml into a little tray of bath, and you could just wash the film in there if you wanted to. You might as well do it in here. This is something that would last quite a while if you're doing lots of different films. So you could almost have a separate bath of this at the very end, and you can just continuously using the washing agent at the end. But if you're only doing, your 1 or 2 rolls that are in here, you can use the wetting agent and then again just dispose of it at the very end. At this point, you're very much welcome to take out your film that you have developed and look at all the wonderful negatives that you have achieved. To get it out of the spiral, I know the Patterson ones, they do actually come apart. I found with the AP ones that they don't separate, so you have just got to carefully just pull them out basically. But it will just roll out. So it'll just come out like that. There we go. So your film would be developed at this point. Okay, it will be a little bit wet because you've put all this solution and water into it. So you just need to hang it up to dry. And if you want to stop this from happening, all of this curliness, you can hang it up and weigh it down as well, and then you'll get nice sort of straight negatives, which are always nice. So in the kit that we mentioned, oh yeah. So Bulldog clips are absolutely fine. There are clips available in the kit that we mentioned at the very beginning. So you would just attach one of these clips onto one end, and then you could actually use another clip at the other end, and then just put a bit of weight just on here, and then hang it somewhere, and that's going to dry quite nicely. And then once it's doing that process, you do get little squeegees in the kit as well. So you can actually just get any final solution off as well. There we go.
My, what long arms you have, Paul.
That's great, isn't it? So that's, how long did that take? Half an hour to explain it. And it would takes about half an hour to do without the talking, doesn't it? Pretty much. So it's just following the steps. I always find the hardest bit is, because it's scary, because you've got to do it with no lights on, is putting that on. So again, if you've got like a dud film somewhere or old negatives, like this is just this is an exposed strip of negatives that I've got that I just haven't cut up the into 4s or 6s, and you can practice with that as well. So again, just closing your eyes, finding that lip, and then just having a go at putting it on without opening your eyes, basically.
It's like the photographer's version of praying and meditating, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually, it's a really nice thing to do as well. I find it quite, like you said, quite meditating to, once it's on the spool. Once it's on the spool, he says.
With his eyes open.
With his eyes open. So it's been a while. Oh, I can't get it to do it. There we go. Like this bit here, I think it's so good. I just love doing that. So yeah, it's a fairly simple process and you've just got to follow the instructions. So we've put up the instructions for the Ilford Simplicity kit. Now, as Joel mentioned in the beginning as well, we do stock a lot of the photo speed as well, and it's a lot more comprehensive, and the solution is a lot more stable, so you can actually use it at different temperatures, and sort of it's a lot more stable and easy to do. And that's Fuji FD10. So this is quite a big bottle. So this is 1 litre, and it will actually make 5 litres of solution. So not that you need to make up that solution straight away, but you would. It's going to make a lot, and it's relatively inexpensive doing it that way as well. There we go. I'm done. So hopefully that was.
Once you get to that point, you can either make your own darkroom full on, so you can start developing your own prints, or you can bring it in or send it to us, and we'll scan it in for you, and we can put it onto email, WeTransfer, Dropbox. Other cloud services are available. CDs, USBs, DVDs, and then you can print them off, or you can just store them on the cloud or on your computer. And we do that for a lot of people. We have people in France that send us their films so that we can do that for them. But yeah, if you don't want to do the printing, or you can't, it does get a bit more complex when you start printing, because you have to start having enlargers and choosing your papers and all that stuff. It's great. I definitely think everybody should do it at least once, because it's fantastic to get to see your print showing up in front of you underneath that red light as you like. It's good fun. But equally, it can get more expensive, and because just like everything else in photography, the better you want to be, or the better quality you want to achieve, you have to start spending a little bit more, because you'll always want that extra. So. But if you just want to develop your own film, which is a fantastic experience, and then be able to bring it in to us or send it to us and we can scan it in for you, or try it out, get an enlarger. Yeah. You can even print it out a contact sheet without having enlargers.
Yeah, no, you definitely can. And as well, if you did find developing your film a little bit too daunting, whether it be color or black and white, it is a service that we recommend. We do as well. So we do color film processing and we do black and white processing as well, which is done by hand, but by a more abled and experienced person than myself.
He's very good.
He's amazing.
Down in the depths of the darkroom.
Yeah, you can just look at the water and go, "That's 20 degrees." And if it's not, he warms it up with just his mind.
Sounds like witchcraft and wizardry.
Yeah, well, that's where you come for witchcraft and wizardry, isn't it, Cambrian? No,
I hope not.
You don't come to Cambrian. You come for good service, which is another mention where we can put in where you can go online and vote your favourite retailer for the Good Service Award that amateur photographer are doing. So above in the comments is a link where you can click through into the amateur photographer page and vote for your best retailer of good service, basically. So, sticking Cambrian photography is that's what we're after.
Yeah. Right, shall we go to the comments?
Yeah, we'll have a look at some of the comments.
Nigel says, "Hi guys, hi Nigel. Taking the Schmoeders to Skye on Sunday for a week. Woohoo! Enjoy. It'd be good to let us know how you get on." David says, "Any 4.5 kit in?" Ooh, I don't know. Have to check.
I wish. No. We did have some secondhand bits in the past, but they're more they're more sort of dunking into solutions rather than anything, and I think you do that in complete pitch black as well. So, but you can literally do it in baths in complete darkness if you wanted to. So if you had small 5x4 trays or 8x6 trays, just a little bit bigger, and again you can just do it in the dark if you wanted to, and you just sort of agitate in the tray. But I know there are kits available, but we don't have anything at the moment, I'm afraid to say.
Nick Can says, "Hi everyone." Hi Nick Can, great to see you again.
Thank you very much for joining us.
He says, "Couldn't Ilford to miss this opportunity." Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's like a dodgy photographic joke. David says the Ilford kits are great fun. They go. They are. They are. It's great that they did that, because you can do 2 films of that solution, or you can do 1/120 film, which is very good if you're into the 120 as well. Maybe we'll have to do that next. A different spy, really.
Yeah, different spiral.
David Yeoman says, "I think this was referring back to when you were talking about getting the tail out instead of using a bottle opener. If it's gone all the way and use another film, can be a new one or some previously exposed film, wet it slightly, then feed into the canister where the film has disappeared, then rewind the exposed film so that part of your new film goes into the exposed film canister for approx 30 to 40 milliliters, then pull sharply the new film, and hey presto, the exposed film tab will reappear." He also makes a note that the above doesn't have to be done in the dark, as you're only retrieving the leader. Ooh,
indeed.
Tricks.
Yes. That's a really good trick. So, because you can actually buy film leader retrievers.
Yeah, we've got one of those.
Yeah,
it's great.
And, well, we've always had them, isn't we? Because we're a fully functioning lab, so we've got a machine that does it. So
we've just become lazy over time, haven't you?
Yeah,
we've just kind of like, if we need to get the leader out, I'll just go into the lab and.
Yeah, but I would say doing that first cut in the light, it helps so much, because it's just one less thing to do, because you've got to do the other cut at the end anyway. So if you can get one of the cuts out the way, so getting that leader out first and getting it cut is good. So yeah, really good tip there, David. Thank you very much.
Just be careful with the scissors as well. Don't cut yourself.
Yeah. Did that before.
Nick, sorry. Nick Can says, "Better not be dancing in the dark while trying to load the film." Each to their own, I say. And then Ian says, "Just like Paul's puppetry the other week." You're never going to live that down, are you?
I can't remember that puppetry.
Tripod.
I can't remember.
But it's all dark, and it was just your head.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Can says, "Great video. Can you ship to Ireland?"
Ish. Yes, we can.
You're still working on it a bit because of the whole Brexit thing. Just trying to make sure we've got all of our HTS codes, harmonization codes, and things like that.
Harmonization codes. Yeah.
But we have all of our IORI and stuff set up. It's just making sure that we can get the right codes for the paperwork. So. But yes, in theory, we can. So let us know and we'll do our best to sort it out for you. So.
That's brilliant. Well, slightly different Joel this week, I think.
Yeah.
Being back on 2 screens and also dealing with film, not digital. But it's nice, isn't it? It's nice to get back to how it was. So
I think we're gonna have to try and do a printing one at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a bit more involved, but it'd be good. It'd be really good. I think it would be done over maybe 2 videos, because there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot going on with printing.
Yeah. And once COVID's less of a thing, and it's easier to be in enclosed spaces without legislation influencing it. We will be running dark room workshops, because we were anticipating doing those before COVID hit. But yeah, we'd love to do it, because, like I was saying earlier, seeing your print come up for the first time,
it's so magical.
Fantastic. Yeah,
it's just there's nothing like it. If you're into photography and just swilling that tray just backwards and forwards, just the little ripples of development just floating over the piece of paper, and just seeing the blacks appear, and then going stop, no, too much, and then it goes over, and then you got to do it all again. So, but no, it is a great feeling. It's a great feeling. So
good times.
What's the advice that we're going to give out for this week, Joel? The little tip to do over the weekend.
I don't know, because if they've not got the bits required, then they can't do the developing of their film. Yeah. But maybe you can think about it. Buy some bits off us, and then you can do it next weekend, or go out and shoot some film, or just enjoy your photography, because digital's still fantastic as well. So
I like that tip, Joel. Go onto our website and buy the AP lab kit. Yeah.
It'll go out of stock, and then we'll have to order more. But we'll order more. Indeed.
Right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It's been wonderful. Some lovely comments again. Some funny ones as well, which always make me laugh. So keep them coming in. We do really appreciate any of the comments that you put in as well. We also appreciate as well if you share the videos at any point. So sharing these videos and spreading the word about what we do here at Cambrian Photography really, really does help us, not only as a small independent business, but for us trying to get this weekly video off the ground as well. So the more that you can share the video as well. If you've done that already, head over to our Facebook and YouTube channels, hit the like, hit the subscribe, just so you don't miss out on any more of the updates that we have coming up as well. But as always, we'll be here from 4:30 next week as well, which we don't know what we're doing, because things have changed now with you being I was going to say what we were doing then, but no, we can't. So there we go. So, but no, another thing you can do to help us is obviously go onto the amateur photographer page and vote for Cambrian Photography on the Good Service Award as well. We really would appreciate that as well. Thank you very much, Joel. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next week. Oh no, I haven't queued up the video.
Right. Oh, come on.
1 week, I'm going to get this right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Cheers.